Well, one thing is for sure, the transfer window is heating up, and the news that are coming out today, we are absolutely going to be covering every single one, from Bruno Guimaraes to the likes of Andrey Santos, and we'll go to Newcastle in terms of Mamzambi that Newcastle are trying to get, and then we'll go to Andre Onana talking about what he has suffered in the World Cup, and then we will basically break down all the transfer news that you absolutely need to know right now, right here in this video. We'll give you the update of what is happening, so absolutely strap in because it is exciting. First, we are going to start with Bruno Guimaraes, because Dave Ornstein comes out and reports Bruno Guimaraes informs Newcastle of his wish to leave Newcastle and join Arsenal. He absolutely had mentioned Arsenal, because Arsenal are now stepping up their pursuit and they are ready to offer a deal worth £60 million at present time. But in this situation, there is no club-to-club contact yet. Newcastle stance is still not entertaining bids for the 28-year-old. But in my mind, based on what Newcastle have suffered last season, with Alexander Isak going to Liverpool, I do not believe they want to suffer that. Now, we have seen them sell Sandro Tonali for £100 million, so they do not need to sell any single person. And selling your captain after selling your second best player in Sandro Tonali might just be a bit too far for the Newcastle faithful. It might just be a bit too far for the Newcastle faithful. But the truth about it is that Bruno Guimaraes has mentioned that he wants to leave and go to Arsenal. Now, Fabrizio Romano also came out and gave us another explanation or another expansion on this news, saying that Bruno Guimaraes is not going to kick up a fuss just like Alexander Isak did. And because he's not going to kick up a fuss, I believe Newcastle will not let him go. But I also think that Newcastle do not want to have a captain that wants to leave the team. They don't want that. They truly do not want that. And so this is a little bit of, when I think about it, do I really believe that he's going to leave? I think so. I think a player like Bruno Guimaraes that has given everything to Newcastle should accept his wishes and allow him to leave. However, we have also known for players that do not kick up a fuss, they do not get what they want. We have known this so many times and times again. If you do not kick up a fuss, if the selling club do not understand that you are going to make it difficult for them, they do not let you go. And you sit there for one more year. Maybe Arsenal do not even come for you the next year, because you will be 29 years old. And I do not believe Arsenal, just like what happened to Baleba this year. Manchester United wanted Baleba. And 1 year later, Manchester United are not even being linked with Baleba anymore. And that is because Baleba did not kick up a fuss. He put his head down and absolutely went to work. And I'm not saying that kicking up a fuss is a good way to get yourself out of the situation. I am just naming or just speaking facts about the situation in total. So that is definitely that. And Bruno Guimaraes going to Arsenal will be absolutely insane. Think about that midfield department. They have Zubimendi. Zubidu, where are you? They have Zubimendi. They have Declan Rice. They have Miles Lewis-Kelly. They have Martin Odegaard. This is a department that has already won them a league. They have already won the Premier League. And then you bring in a leader that is absolutely mint in every sense of the word in Bruno Guimaraes. Coming into that midfield would absolutely terrify me. It would terrify every single Premier League player. And that is the reason why Mikel Arteta wants this player. He wants this player, and Fabrizio Romano has already mentioned that Arteta is pushing for this guy. It will be a devastating fact to see Bruno Guimaraes go to Arsenal. Especially because when I'm talking about this situation and I'm analyzing it from my point of view, I have a red tinted glass on because I'm a United fan. And Manchester United chose not to go for Bruno Guimaraes because Bruno Guimaraes is 28 years old. And that is the mind-blowing part about it. Manchester United are looking to become champions of England again soon. And the champions of England, the current champions, the defending champions, are going out and saying, no, you are the player we want to reinforce our team. And we understand that Arsenal's team is already built and Manchester United are doing the building. But my goodness, would it be such a good addition if we get somebody like Bruno Guimaraes to make that building process seamless for us? It would be good. However, Ineos do not want anybody over the age of 26 years old. And that then leads us to the next story, which is from Dave Ornstein also, as he comes out and says, Manchester United reach an agreement. This is an exclusive from Dave Ornstein. Manchester United reach an agreement with Chelsea to sign Andrey Santos. The deal for the 22-year-old Chelsea midfielder is worth £48 million plus a £2 million add-ons, easily achievable, by the way, and a 10% sell-on clause, permission given to undergo Man United medical. Personal terms are already in place. Now, the truth about this situation is that we had rumors in February and in March, I believe, that Santos had already asked that he wanted to leave Chelsea. We heard the rumors, and Fabrizio Romano confirmed it yet again this time. But in my mind, I look at this signing and I'm like, this guy is a good player. He is a good player. And I've not seen enough about him for me to say this is going to be revolutionary for Manchester United. I've not seen enough. You get me? How many games did he play for Chelsea this year? 13 games, I believe. The little time that I've watched him play football was for Strasbourg. And in that particular time, I can't really cast my mind all the way back there to see, okay, these are the things that he did well, these are the things that he did not do well. And I haven't basically seen a great sample size for me to say, this is what he's going to give Manchester United. However, what I know from what we have seen with him playing for Chelsea this season is that he has a good pass on him. He's technically sound. So he can absolutely make any kind of pass that you want him to make. Line breaking pass, he can do that. He also has an ability to make tackles. Now his tackling technique is a little bit suspect because he can be a little bit naive in the way he lunges in. However, this is where the training and the teachings of Casemiro to Kobe Mainoo would have to come into play. I've also then looked at this situation. I'm like, oh my goodness, he coming in there is not going to teach Kobe Mainoo much because Kobe Mainoo is 21 years old and he is 22. And so they are basically going to be learning on the job. Now, I understand what Ineos have said in the past. We want to find our own Mbappe. And in looking at this situation, it also goes directly into the way that they have told us. And we cannot complain about that situation. However, when I look at the names that we wanted to go for this summer, that we spoke about going for this summer, this is so underwhelming. I am going to support Andrey Santos and I'm going to support him good because he is going to be a Manchester United player pending a medical. And if there's one thing that Man United fans do is support their players by hook or by crook. We do not care what it is. We support them. Whether he is going to be carrying the piano or whether he's going to be playing it, we are going to be supporting Andrey Santos. So welcome to Manchester United, especially pending the medical. Now, in this situation, especially because we are at Manchester United, the name Aurelio Tchouameni has absolutely been hammered into our psyche for the longest of time in this summer transfer window. We started with Elliot Anderson. We did not get Elliot Anderson. We went to Mateus Fernandes. We did not get Mateus Fernandes. We now went to Aurelio Tchouameni, and we still have not gotten Aurelio Tchouameni because Fabrizio Romano just dropped another exclusive. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano that Aurelio Tchouameni has gotten an agreement with Real Madrid to sign a new contract that might be worth £400,000 per week. Manchester United was not matching that. Forget about it. Forget about it. But the truth about it is that we are seeing ambitions from the likes of Tottenham Hotspur. We are seeing ambition from the likes of Arsenal. We are seeing ambition from the likes of Manchester City, two teams that are already better than us. And Manchester United are looking to get, what is the word that they used? The word that they used is, I think, a market opportunity. That is what we are looking to get, because Andrey Santos might be a market opportunity, and he might be a situation that would absolutely, looking back at it in a year's time, would be, my goodness, we got to steal there. But for right now, it's not giving hope. It's not giving inspiration. It's not giving, we are going to get 21. It's not giving that. And because it's not, it is absolutely disappointing for me right now. But that takes me back to Newcastle. As Newcastle, Dave Ornstein reports also, Newcastle open talks with Freiburg in coming days as work continues to sign Johan Manzambi. Newcastle now leading contender for the 20-year-old midfielder and intensifying efforts to get the deal done. The Switzerland international keen on the opportunity. We have watched him in the World Cup, I believe. Do I know him very well? Not really. But that's the news from Dave Ornstein. And absolutely, Newcastle needs to go revamp their midfield, because Sandro Tonali has left to Tottenham Hotspur. And now Arsenal are looking to get Bruno Guimaraes, as Bruno Guimaraes has also told Newcastle that he wants to leave. Now moving to Amadou Onana. The report here is Amadou Onana is set for a spell on the sidelines after suffering an ACL rupture in Belgium's win over the US men's national team at the FIFA World Cup. A huge blow for the 24-year-old midfielder, national team, and Aston Villa. Aston Villa did not plan to recruit in that area, but now will have to reassess, because they need absolutely somebody that would replace Amadou Onana. ACL tears are not something that you play with. They are absolutely devastating. When I'm talking about one of the worst injuries that you can get in football, ACL tear is that. The next one might be the MCL. Because, bro, when you start getting injuries in your knee ligaments, you might never be the same. The burst of the first yard might never be the same. You get me? Now, don't get me wrong, medical technology has gone ages from what we saw back in the day. Because usually, an ACL injury is usually a career ender back in the day. But now, it's totally different. And people come back from the ACL. Look at Lisandro Martinez. Lisandro Martinez is playing for Argentina every single game in this World Cup. And he has looked absolutely a beast that he has always been. Now we go to the next one, and this is from Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano is basically breaking news here, saying that Barcelona submit an official bid to Borussia Dortmund for Karim Adeyemi. Adeyemi. For the life of me, how I did not get that pronunciation right the first time, I'm absolutely disappointed in myself. But let me get it back right again. Barcelona submit official bid to Borussia Dortmund for Karim Adeyemi. Negotiations ongoing with Borussia Dortmund, as Romero reported. Adeyemi wants Barcelona as only club to join this summer. Barcelona made their bid and want Adeyemi now. This is waiting the Borussia Dortmund decision. Now, what this boy plays, I said this boy, my bad. What Hansi Flick plays is absolutely to the T of Karim Adeyemi. When you're talking about pace, he has it in bags and bags of it. He is one of the fastest players that I've seen play for Borussia Dortmund. And I've seen Dembele play for Borussia Dortmund. He has the ability to absolutely get something out of nothing. And so, when you look at what is going to be happening with Barcelona trying to get Julian Alvarez, now Barcelona going for Karim Adeyemi, Barcelona looking at Harry Kane, you understand what Barcelona wants. They want somebody that can put the ball in the back of the net. They want somebody that will be able to press in the front, except Harry Kane, because Harry Kane doesn't fit that mold. However, Harry Kane is such a talisman and is such a goal-getter that he would fit in any goddamn team. So one thing is for sure. Barcelona are making moves, and we will keep an eye on Karim Adeyemi to Barcelona. And of course, Yamal has come out and spoken about Julian Alvarez. He says, we wait for him at Barcelona with open arms. Julian, for sure, is the kind of player everyone wants to play with. He's absolutely perfect for Barcelona's style. He's a top player. We all know that. I hope he joins. Now, this is absolutely just getting crazier and crazier and crazier. I made a video about this situation because Atletico Madrid are getting angrier and angrier the more Barcelona players and Barcelona talks about Julian Alvarez. This should be a situation that it is handled behind closed doors and not this public conversations about Julian Alvarez. You're making it more difficult to get Julian Alvarez to Barcelona. I need you to understand that. You are making it more difficult. And in that case, you just got to let the game play out and play out quietly. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the follow button, because we have brought you the latest transfer window that absolutely is getting heated up. So do not miss out by not hitting that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button so you can absolutely stay up to date with every single transfer window and my analysis and my takes on this situation. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the follow button, and I'll see you guys. Peace.